Salutations! Welcome to the conversation. I am your host, the Queen of Shade, and I would like to formally, cordially, gleefully, and joyfully welcome you to One-on-One with the Queen of Shade Season 2. There are going to be a lot of surprises in this season. You're going to see a lot of familiar faces that have been here before, and some new ones, and it's going to be an amazing journey of discovery. Remember, these are not interviews. These are inner views. Let us see what your soul looks like. So pull up a chair and don't forget to comment, like, share, and most of all, subscribe. To follow the show, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Queen of Shade, and you can follow the show there. There's also a podcast version of the show, but that hasn't come all the way out yet. I did a soft launch, but that will be coming out too. Season 1 was absolutely crazy. There are 253 episodes of Season 1. Yes, I was running off of pure adrenaline, pure spirit, pure excitement, and we got that done. So you can expect Season 2 to be just as magnanimous and crazy and explosive. There will be some great conversations that you will be able to take things away from and apply to your natural life. 253 episodes. Let's see what we do for Season 2. I love all of you and thank you for supporting, watching, commenting, liking, sharing, because baby, we're on this journey together. We're not on here alone. I'm not on here alone. My guests are not on here alone. You're right along with us. So once again, welcome to the conversation. Now let's get to the conversation. You fall. The Queen of Shade. I'm not the only one. 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 I'm gonna get you, boy. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I'm gonna get you, boy. Mister, how's your wife and kids? Do they know you like to handle this? I say, mister, why punish your son? 'Cause his daddy likes my kind of fun. And at night you always call my phone. You're always asking if I'm all alone. And when I tell you that I need your love, you come running just to feel me up. Marco Cortez. Salutations, Queen of Shade here, coming to you with another special presentation. Speaking to people all over the world has been an amazing opportunity. It has fostered some very beautiful relationships in my life and in the lives of others. Well, that was Season 1. We are back for Season 2. And we have some new faces and some faces that you may have already seen. And today, I have someone that you guys need to meet. This person is not new to me. We've been friends for some time now, and we've been supporting each other for years. But it's time we felt that we sat down and had a conversation just to talk and to both benefit from the exchange of minds on this platform. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to formally introduce you to Mr. Marco Cortez.
Hey, hi everyone. It's a pleasure to be here.
Hey! How you doing today?
I'm good. It's another day in New York. New
Yeah.
York minute. Yeah.
Did the applause catch you off guard?
No, not at all.
It
I just
catches
want to make sure I
everyone.
was. No.
Everyone's like, "Oh my god!" So you said
No, no,
another day
no.
in New York. How's the day going? Because I know you're a busy man.
It's good. I woke up, of course, gym, clients,
Yes.
and then had by the next thing I knew, it was 3 o'clock, and the queen was saying, "Marco, don't forget 5 o'clock." And I'm like, "Good, good, good." I'm like, "That's a good girl. Like she
Yeah.
knows."
Yeah,
And
I'm
here
very
we are.
punctual. I'm very punctual. It's
Yeah,
business. It's business, Like, even though we're friends,
yeah,
it's business. So everything,
yeah,
but I'm a creature of habit. I run my own company. So I'm
yeah,
always like, if I tell you I'm gonna be somewhere at some time, I got to be there. So
yeah.
you were here. You were here early. You didn't stand me up. You weren't late. You weren't drama. And I'm glad for it. I'm happy to see you, my friend. I'm happy.
I'm finally glad to meet you as well. Like it's been so many years that you've been
No.
supporting and critiquing and all of the great things. So it's really a pleasure. It's really a profound pleasure to really meet you.
Now I have to give them context. So I also offer as a service social media brand counseling. And Marco has been one of my friends, first of all, but also one of those rare individuals whom I decide to undertake having to say things over and over and over again and monitor treatments and their social media and yeah, as if I don't have enough to do with my own. But he's been very agreeable and coachable, and we've done some great treatments together, and I'm really proud of that, Marco. Especially when we've been working together for a while now, and we've been friends, and we've been chatting. We never did this, but today we're going to do it. But I was even with you when Instagram decided to take your first Instagram page. Remember that you were devastated about it, but my
Uh,
my attitude was quick. Get back on there, make a new page, have the name be similar, so you can grab all those people that followed you. And we
yeah,
kept, we kept going. We kept going. And how's that been
yeah.
going, mind you?
It's been quite copious in the details constituting why.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people. I know a lot of people in the nightlife. I used to strip in clubs as well. There's a lot of people, that I've come across in the ages, that their pages, like you just said, this is like your first one. They're on their third or fifth page.
Yeah.
Then Instagram has done it to you, and I think it's unfair because I feel personally my unapologetic, unsolicited opinion that if Instagram can have us do Meta and pay for it, and they need your passport or your license, then they should also turn around and say whoever has an Instagram either has a high school license or a real grown up adult license, and that way they can do their whole little matrix and all of that according to that. But I'm an adult. I seeing someone in a speedo does nothing for me. Seeing a woman's nipples, pushing through her shirt does nothing for me. So don't treat me like a child.
Yeah.
So if they need to do that to preserve their business, then do like every other business. Find a way to monitor that in a different way that saves business. But there are people that have worked hard. There are celebrities I know personally have personal emails and things. And how am I going to go back and say, "Oh my God, remember me? This is my new page. Can I?" Because nowadays there's so many scams. There's so much piracy. So it's been hard. It's been quite the debacle to get back. And then you look at so many other pages and some people say, well, it's a color thing, and I tend not to recognize color because we're all people of color, black, white, Chinese, whoever you are. You've got a story. I've got a story. Your ancestors and people immigrated, so did mine. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of pages where certain people and certain companies they do everything that they want and they show everything that they want, and it's unapologetic. And I'm not. I got in trouble for posting in a speedo as a bodybuilder, as all these different alkaloids in a speedo, not trying to be provocative, but there are all these companies and major brands that show everything, complete nudity,
Yeah.
and they have the audacity to go on with that, and even they'll show damn near nudity. That's
Yeah.
it. Let's call it what it is. It's nudity. and they preserve their brand. They have billions and millions. We all send them pictures to go on the pages. But someone else, it's better to give love than take love. I would rather hug you than hit you. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I would rather love you than hate you because love is easy and free. So why not help somebody else? Because clearly Instagram's turned a blind eye to them.
Yeah.
So it's been huge, and sad to say in this day and age how much of a crutch social media does play in our lives. Because when you are bored or when you're home from work, and there are people overseas, other countries that you've met virtually, befriended virtually, you no longer have them. Because now you have to remember names and hashtags and abbreviations and things like that. So it's been quite the debacle. But I'm tenacious and you just like you just said, I'm resilient. I will get back up there and I will do it all over again, and hopefully not 8 or 9 more times, but we'll do it.
Listen, now that you've done this, I'm going to brand counsel you right here in front of the public. Show them what we do. So let me start with you're right. And emphatically, you are. I am permanently shadow banned for posting black and brown bodies. I also have gone to celebrities, I don't want to call names, but I've seen them do full frontal nudity. I've also seen the gay boys but they're Caucasian, that have OnlyFans, and they are allowed to post their kissing. They're allowed to say link in the bio. They're allowed to do all of those things. And I have personally been on the receiving end of Instagram's backlash for not even posting that kind of nudity or content. But this is my fourth page.
Wow.
Yeah, this is my fourth. Um, what I'm going to say is I'm glad that you didn't give up, because I remember when you were angry. You were angry. We all heard it. We all heard it. We know. And rightly so, Marco. Rightly so. Because what you didn't say, what you did say, is that you put a lot of time and effort and money into this. Because the Speedos that you bought, you had to wear. You had to buy them. The lighting that you used, you had to buy it. The electric bill, you had to buy it. Making sure your body was right, you had to work out and pay for the gym membership and all of these things. See, these are all investments. And see, when you start talking like this, they go, oh, no, no, no. But no, everything that I showed on my page, I invested in. I am a business. And see, many people don't know how to use that angle with them. They know my page is definitely business. So they have, and you're right, they have my non-driver's license because I don't drive. They have my company name. They have my EIN number that is attached to my business. They have all of those things. They have notarized documents that say who I am. They have all of that on file. Meta. And yet and still, I still get and I have an eye. I was a model at 19. And since then till now, I'm 42. I just celebrated my 42nd birthday. I've always had an eye for talent, especially male talent, especially black and brown talent. But when I went to Paris for the first time and I went to those Caucasian agencies, they told me to my face, black people don't wear our clothes. We don't have a market for black people here. You've come to the wrong city. Saying that to someone with a one-way ticket was devastating. And I said, well, what about Naomi Campbell? And they say I can do the women's shows and this, that, and the other. And they tell me to my face, those were fluke happenings. They happened by osmosis. But yeah, we don't have that here. They told me we don't have a black presence. The black people don't buy their clothes, or Asian people, because, made in China, they make everything. So they told me we don't have Asian, we don't have black here. But told me, keep smiling. You have a beautiful smile. Something will happen for you. That was 18, 19 years ago, 20 years ago, almost 19 years ago. And I kept going. I didn't take no for an answer. Left France, came back home, decided what I wanted to do. And from that time until now, I have worked on it and built it. Now they're asking me to come back.
Right.
So it never feels good to have someone say, that your authentic representation is not good enough or that there's something wrong with you. It is never
Right.
good, never good, never feels good to have people say that. That's also the reason I walked away from mainstream entertainment. You were not going to toy with my self esteem. You were not going to toy with my self worth. Took me 21 years, but I built the shit on my own because you're not going to toy with my worth. I was
Yeah.
actually just speaking to a friend of mine yesterday. I'm sorry, who was that?
Oh, that was my friend. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No problem. He didn't say hello, so he just walked in front of me.
No, because you did the. Yeah, I know you said about the contract and stuff, so I didn't want to.
Oh,
It's his name is Jason. It's his store and all that, so I didn't want to go into that. Sorry.
okay, good. In New York?
Yes,
Okay,
he does
Soho.
all gay clothing.
Soho or Chelsea?
No, we're in
Uh-huh.
HK now. We're in HK Hell's Kitchen. He's
Oh,
the first black, one of three black owners of his store here, in Hell's Kitchen. But I mean, of course, he has clothing from Falcon. Everybody else is not his clothing, but yeah, this is his store, and that's why originally I
what's
wanted to
it
be like, hey,
called?
it's Style on Jay. That's why I wanted to introduce and say hi because he's been like a mentor to me since I came here. But anyways, back to
No,
us.
no, no, no. Stay with it. Since you came here, stay with
Oh,
it.
since I came here to New York, one of my friend Jason has been a mentor to me, and I come from a very hardcore corporate America family, and we don't sugarcoat shit.
Yeah.
When American Idol came out, and I have like 5 or 6 family members that can sing, and I did something that was off key or pitch, my great grandfather would look at me and say, "You like to sing solo?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, sing solo. I can hear you." Like but it pushed me because then I took vocal lessons and then I got myself together. I got my ear together. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Jason, when he met me, was just like, you have been baby, you have been sheltered, you went to private school, you went to college. Like this New York life will eat you up and spit you back out. You will get to places and go in places and spaces. And if you're not self aware of yourself, you'll be on the street and everybody will look at you on the cardboard box and say, remember him, and they won't feel any bad thing about it, or you'll be back home doing it all over again.
Yeah.
So it took me a while. It took me to go through sobriety. It took me through understanding that everybody who buys your drink doesn't really like you. They just want to fuck. Excuse me. They just want to sleep with you.
You can say no. You
You
can
know,
say they just want to fuck you. That we can
I
say
got it. I
it's
got it.
YouTube. It's YouTube.
And also it also trained me that every time you go to some of these quote high end functions, that everyone that says they have pull and power do not.
Do not.
Some of them are the secretary. Some of them are the mailman who got there by the same invite and a general invite like you did.
Hmm.
But they come here, and because they may speak to someone in the coffee room or in the cafeteria, or because they pulled the car because they work valet, now they think they have pull. They can say, no, 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 no. That's a trick. That's an overplay for the underplay. That all they want is your attention, to sleep with you, to go you out, and that's just it. But New York taught me that, and people here in New York, gave it to me real. And now, you know to keep a job, you have a hustle. Whether your hustle is selling clothes, whether your hustle is selling underwear, whether your hustle is stripping, wherever your hustle is, in New York, you have a job and you have a hustle. And it's okay because the person next to you, I'm sure, they've got something. Even if it's cooking for somebody else, it's a hustle.
Yeah.
Because the hustle is to support the primetime gig. So
Hmm.
you better have a hustle,
Yeah. You know,
you know.
I like this is why I wanted to do this with you. You had so much wisdom. I've known for years. We've been talking for years. And
Yeah,
the reason why I went that way is because I want the audience to understand that we are in the middle of your friend's workday. So we're going to see him coming
yeah,
back and forth to get
yeah,
past you in the camera. I don't want them to think he's being rude. I need them to understand it's his store. You're in
yeah,
his place of business, and that he's going to make appearances as he's walking through to
yeah,
cover his store and his customers. So I just wanted them
yeah,
to know that we're going to see him from time to time
yeah,
walking by. You see how I did that? No, but
yeah.
this is why I love talking to you, because for many years I'd never heard you speak. And then, yeah, I'd never heard you speak. And then for my 40th birthday, which was 2 years ago, you sang happy birthday to me in a video. And I got to
Yeah.
hear you for the first time, and your beautiful voice and vibrato and your tone and your resonance. I knew you were a singer. You sang to
Yeah.
me, and you were one of the only ones that sang to me, a singer, you know? So it was like, I was like, okay, I made a mental note. But, I like what we're talking about because, a lot of people have hopes and dreams. I remember being 19, 20, 21 years old, slipping and sliding around New York City in January, going to the modeling agencies. I remember having to stay at a Starbucks or a Barnes and Noble in between casting calls,
Yes.
literally
Yes. Yes. Yes.
reading because I couldn't afford to go anywhere else.
Amen.
Mobile was free, especially around Union Square. So I stayed
Yep.
there because that's where Request is. That's where Major is. That's where IMG is. That's where Wilhelmina is. So
Yeah.
that was my stomping ground to see those models, those modeling agencies who always said that I wasn't what they were looking for at the time. But I too did not understand New York lingo.
Yeah.
And now at 42, I know what they were saying because everyone would say to me, you have the look. You have the look. You have the look. You're just not what we're looking for. Do you know what they were saying to me?
Come harder, come tougher.
You have the look, but you don't have any capital to start your own business as a model. People don't know. When you sign a contract with a modeling agency, you are your own small business. You keep you
Mhm.
together, not them. They tell you where the casting is, you book the job, they take their cut, you get yours, net 30, net 60, net 90, but it is up to you to keep yourself and do your maintenance.
That's true.
I didn't
That's true.
realize that. I didn't realize that until I got someone, and he was a director back then. That was years ago at Boss Model Management, and he told me nobody's going to
Florian.
listen. No, no, this is he was old. This one's old.
Oh.
You talking 2005,
Ooh.
but he literally told me no one's going to pay your way. No one's going to pay your way, sweetheart.
Yeah.
And I had to realize that. So I got with my friends, and they got me a one-way ticket to Paris. I met a man online on like Ebony Mail because Ebony Mail was big back then. Ebony Mail. I met him on Ebony Mail. He was a Frenchman. He was very good to me. He said I could come and stay with him. I stayed with him from August the 5th to about December the 27th. And I had my stint as a model. And they too weren't telling me you have no capital to launch your career because a model is responsible for flights, responsible for your apartment, responsible for paying the photographer. Everybody always says, oh, well, if they really want you, they'll pay for the photographer. That's a lie. They'll front you the money if they believe in you. And then when you get paid net 30, net 60, net 90, they will take theirs off the top.
Oh, you're talking about the model account.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
You see?
Yeah. In
Listen,
Spain, I remember I found out the hard way. I went to
tell them, tell them.
agency in Spain. Of course, we don't mention names nowadays, so
Yeah,
alleged agency.
yeah.
And you sign your contract, and there's a model account. And of course, in Spain they don't have the train, but it's like if you want to take the AVI from between Barcelona and Madrid, then you're like, oh, I need this much for that. So they front you the money, like you just said. And when you stay in that model apartment, you think you're staying there for free because you call them up like, "Ding, can I stay there?" And they're like, sure, you can stay. But while you're staying there, they're anticipating how much money you're going to bring that agency while you're there. What bookings, what castings you fit, you already have. So when you go there, they're sending you on all of that. And that money goes to them first, then your booker, and just trickles on down so you have what's left. And if you're a good model, not even a top model, then damn well not a world model, you're going to be able to get more money. But it's like you just said, Queen, all that money goes to them before it goes to you. And God forbid the season you make no money, And then they will literally come to you and tell you, this is how much in your model account you have to go because you're not bringing in money for this. We're losing money, and we can get somebody from Russia, Poland, or any of these other countries to come over here that fit
Someone
the
white.
model equation.
Someone white.
Well, you wanted to say it.
White.
I wasn't going to leave it, but
Oh, no, 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 because I've been here. You talking, you're speaking my language. Someone white
and
who will work.
but these people. But here's the thing: these people, when they're coming, they're not just coming, as a model. They're coming because they're carrying the hopes and dreams of their family.
Yes.
They're carrying that I'm a model and I have this once in a lifetime chance. So
Yes.
yeah, if you tell somebody like that you're gonna be able to give back to your mom or dad, yeah, they're gonna stop eating. They're gonna believe in eating a piece of celery and a carrot because she's gonna make sure that she can walk down that runway and fit those clothes and get that check. And mind you, all of those checks don't come in real time.
That's right.
Some of those checks take months to come.
Net 30 days. Net
So you
60 days. Net 90
So
days.
it will be very cool of you and smart to know how to play the game between what's in your model account, which booker, who's going to be nice enough and set you up and really believes in you to do certain things to get you out there, but knowing when those checks come, to knowing a little bit of how much they're going to be, to being able to fix that all in so you can. It's being a model is more like the president. The perks outweigh the cost.
Yeah.
And you have to learn, like you just said, to be a business. You have to know how to market yourself. Nowadays, they put it on applications for corporate America, some jobs, and they put it on all agencies. What's your social media impact? What's your social media footprint? Well, like you just said, your business. So businesses look at us as free advertisement. So yes, I'll send you a whole thing of clothes. You're going to take pictures for me, right? And by the way, when you take them, I want them like X, Y, and Z. I want them in high res, and yeah, you can take them some outside, but I want them all done in the studio. But you want these free clothes and free shoes, right? And all of your followers, yeah, yeah, yeah. Make sure you're tagging all of that, and it's because you're a business. So and they understand that. And Instagram knows people are buying followers. Instagram just upped the basic number from 50K to 100. What is that? 100K now? And people all of a sudden overnight had 100,000 followers. Instagram knows what's going on, but Instagram is also paid by promotion advertisement. So who does that? All of the companies, all of the people, all of these businesses, the JJ Malibus, the Jed Norths, the Tom Fords, all of these people that are on there and have pages on there. Instagram, it's a symbiosis. Instagram works for them while they work for them.
Yep.
So now they turn it right back to you. Oh, okay, great. You want to do this up X, Y, and Z. And that's probably why some people and brands get away with their nudity or whatnot and aren't getting canceled out because all of us, I feel like, are a dying breed on Instagram because there are at least 10 different people I know, whether they're strippers, whatever they do on any of these pages, that have had their Instagrams deleted. Some for as little as taking a shirt off
Yeah.
and they see a tan line.
Yep.
They've had it taken from them. So all of us that are aspiring to be someone and finding our niche, be aware that you'll get your Instagram taken. If it's a dick print, if it's a nipple pop at the wrong time that their matrix picks it up to put it out there. There are people on Instagram policing your page.
Yes.
There are actual agencies, companies that get paid to sit there and monitor and look at everything that you post. When your Instagram fucks up, remember that on the Matrix? Somebody was watching. Pay attention because somebody's watching.
Yeah.
And that's why your page fucks up. You're like, oh, I can't post right now. Oh, I can't post this. Oh, I thought I left a message. It deleted. Well, there you go.
You know what? I knew this was going to be rewarding.
Let me stop running my mouth, though.
No. You
Because you know what I went through.
Yeah.
You know what I went through. You was like, send me the phone number. Send me what you.
I know. Yeah, I do. But no, you are the gift that keeps on giving because you've been in these places. See,
Yeah.
this is the thing. And I'm so grateful and thankful for you, Marco, because they've heard me say this. They've heard me say this for years. I've been on like Josephine Baker or Lynn Whitfield portraying Josephine Baker used to say, I've been that big toad on the lily pad, honking, 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 honking since 2003. But they listen to me and go, oh, she always saying that. But to have someone whom looks like you spitting back the same knowledge. Because see, we're portraying two different looks here. So now I have someone who's on the other side of the spectrum where I'm giving femininity. We have masculinity telling you the same information. Okay, pet pop. With the same information, and I'm loving it. This is gold. I'm so glad that it's being recorded. No, because this is the thing. They need to know this. I do not monetize any of my platforms because, especially Meta, when you monetize, they want original content from you because they own it once you make it. If they pay you for it, you now work for Instagram.
It's
And
like with porn.
yes,
It's like with porn. People think,
yes,
oh, I'll do porn this, that, and the other. No, 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 no. Porn on a basic level, you do that and you get a check. That's how you go online and you see every porn page has the same video because you no longer own the rights to it.
mm,
You get paid your $500 or your $1,000,
mhm,
whatever you get paid. You know, God bless you for it. And then you get paid that, and now you now belong to everywhere and anywhere that wants it.
yeah, yeah,
And so my question is, we all have to pay for what we want. We pay for what we get.
yeah,
And I don't have a problem with us showing speedos. I don't have a problem with, the sexuality. I don't have a problem with that. But if we're going to play the game of marketing and play the game of who has the most followers and all of these different things, then let these people do that. The personal pages, the bloggers, all of those people, the brands do that. But don't punish them for playing the game that you set us up to do. Because on the Instagram recommended page, there's 1,001 different people damn near naked all the time. But
exactly,
you're going to nitpick which one's page gets deleted, and
exactly,
you know how much time and how much money people put into their pages, and
exactly.
you're going to nitpick whose page gets axed. That's not fair. So why don't you have little Miss Maggie, who's in high school, put her high school ID on there, so now you know she's in high school. So she's not meant by your matrix to be picked up to seeing any adult content. How about that?
Yeah,
And so that way, all of us that are grown and went to college and paid the cost to be who we are today and
yep,
set our own authority, we can do what we need to because as
yeah,
adults, real recognize real. You got a hustle, I got a hustle too. What's up? You need a like, I need a like too. What's up? You
yeah,
giving away that? Okay, well I need that. Let me do it. How can I help you? Because one hand washes the other. And
yes,
that's just it. I can respect the honest. I can respect all types of hustle. I don't care if it's honest or not. But my thing is just don't first be a rat, then a bat. It sounds the same, but don't look the same.
yeah,
And that's a lot of that what's going on.
yeah.
And it's just not fair.
And a little biology for you: a rat and a bat are not in the same family. A bat is not a rodent.
You know?
But get this, I love what you're saying because get this. No, 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 no. Because get this. Years. Get this. I have 12 years of content on my Instagram. When they initially started giving me grief before they shadow banned me, and mind you, I'm still doing 1 million views per month, shadow banned.
Wow. And that's tough because that shadow ban knocks you all the way to the bottom when someone likes
Yeah,
you.
well, get this. When I wasn't shadow banned, I was doing 21 million likes a year.
Well,
Yeah, I've been
how
around.
did you take those hits? Not about me. How did you
Listen,
take those
I'm gonna
hits?
tell you how. I left Instagram for 6 months. Get this. No, but this is what I wanted to tell you. I started removing all my content. I was angry. I deleted the entire year of 2018. I was mad. I said, I'm deleting everything. Literally, there's a gap. I took 2018, which was my breakout year. I removed all of the content. Guess what happened?
What?
As I got down towards the end of 2018, deleting the content, an interface popped up in Instagram and said, we've noticed suspicious activity on your page, and we need to scan your face to make sure that it is you behind this suspicious activity.
Wow.
Instagram scanned my face to make sure I was doing the deleting because I was costing them money. That's why I'm not deleted. I've watched what I've done. I've pulled back. I give
Yeah.
now. I give men now. They gotta have on trunks. They gotta have on trunks. I do shirtless, but they gotta have on trunks, some kind of
But
trunk.
that's not to cut, but that's good
Yeah,
too because
yeah,
people like to fantasize. It's
yeah,
like being a stripper.
yeah,
You'll get more money from a person fantasizing
yeah,
about what's under here
yeah,
than you showing them the nipple.
yeah,
So now I do that with my pics. I'll either crop it or even in my videos, like I'll blur it and things like that. But yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
yeah. But you know what I love? See, you're not just a user on Instagram. See, and I was talking about this when I did videos today. I said most people that came to Instagram came for likes, comments, and views. We're not the same. I came to launch a business. My focus was different. I've seen videos that have millions and millions and millions of views. But I can't get this. I can't delete my account or what's on my account because it is a document of my work. I can't do that. They don't own it. I still own it because I plan to do other things with it. But I can't delete 10 years worth of reputation. I get all kinds of companies asking me if I'm interested in doing this, that, and the other. They email me all the time. My answer is no. I'm blessed. Like I said, I came to launch a business, which means I came this time where I didn't go to the modeling agencies right, when I didn't go to the record labels right, when I messed up in the past. I came to Instagram with capital.
That's what Tyler Perry did. He never sold out.
Mm,
Even now, they talk about how the things look, the aesthetic of his productions, but that man's got more money. His grandkids, his great grandkids, probably won't even go to a public school. But he never sold out. He kept his
mm,
brand.
mm, mm,
And Oprah, the
mm.
same thing. She made sure that her name was in every facet,
Yeah,
every part of whatever it was. So it's
yeah.
the same. It's the same as like you just said. Not selling yourself for that, believing.
Forget the
You
third.
know,
They're a trio. Don't forget the third. It's Tyler,
it's
Oprah.
Tyler Perry, Oprah, not Lee Daniels no more.
Yes, it's Lee Daniels. He's a part of
Oh,
it.
he's still there? Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Oh, don't say that. Yeah. Yes, Lee Daniels is the third in that trio. Yes, he
I
is.
like, it's funny that we talk about that because really quickly, Monique,
Yeah.
I have wanted to meet Monique since she did Charm School
Oh, wow.
because she said one thing to this girl named Larissa,
Okay.
and she said, "You go around. How do we get our respect back?" And she did this.
Yeah.
When the little 6-year-old girl look on TV and say, "I want to be like Larissa," she said that bitch to that girl. How do we get that back? She said because they're always looking. She
Yeah.
said they're looking. So how do we get our respect back? And it's funny because I think of like the Lee Daniels and Oprah, and I think of Monique because what she said, that whole monologue she gave it was important to me. It was just like
Oh.
a feather in the hat.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Monique could have gone differently had she played the game like Wendy said, like all of us do. You got to give to take. No one shows up to work being there who they are at home. Because who I am at home, who I am with my friends, and who I am on Instagram are three different types of people.
Yeah.
Do
You're
you know
right.
what I mean? And I think if Monique just played it well enough, a little bit more past the Oscar, I think people would be listening and more perceptive.
You know
But
what?
because she came out with that battle horn and just blaze and set ablaze, and now she's coming back, but I think it would have been better received. And I
And
say that to people
and
like
I
me.
thank you. And I thank you for your opinion on celebrity culture. No, but get this. Yeah, I thank you for your opinion on celebrity culture.
And
But
there's a clip.
yeah, but get this. You have to understand something. I don't know Monique personally. I am not acquainted with her. I know people that know of her, but they don't know her either. But I want to tell you something. When a person comes out guns blazing like that, you don't know what has happened to them off camera.
Amen.
Because that sort of display where they let it all hang out, you don't know what has happened to them. And they have decided, well, fuck it. I have nothing else to
Mhm.
lose. And the reason why I'm going to
Mhm.
say that is because it happened to me. There is a certain celebrity in Hollywood that has been fucking with my career for 15 years straight. Phones, computers, all kinds of stuff. Leaked my album in 2018. All these things to stop me from making any real money. And I did nothing to that person. I don't even personally know that person. My lawyers on this, we're going to file an economic damage lawsuit as more proof starts to come in. We're watching everything that happens. But literally for 15 years of my life, that I have had to deal with that, and I'm still dealing with it. They are determined to not see me come to public light. But I got fed up in 2015 and I let it all hang out. And I was calling it the wrath of a goddess. I took to social media, not being able to say their name, and I launched a shade campaign. And that is why I sit here today. Sometimes you don't know what people are doing or going through behind the
Okay.
scenes. And I've had to deal with it. I've had to think my way out of corners for 15 years. Buy new phones, do all kinds of things, buy new computers, all kinds of things. All kinds of things. Trying to keep this person from causing me more economic damage. But it has taught me to stay 2 steps, 5 steps, 10 steps ahead of them, and I will catch them. Because I'm not the same person I was when they started bullying me in the first
Yeah.
place. You grow with knowledge, you grow with experience, you grow all together, and you learn how to war for the thing you love most. One thing Monique said, and I understood her. She said, how could I not say anything? She said, when I don't want my grandbabies to just see me on television. It resonated with me. She said, I don't want my grandbabies to say, oh, look, Nana's in that movie. She said, where is the money that goes with that movie so that my babies, my grandbabies, and my great grandbabies can go to private school too? You brought that up, and I'm glad you did, because here we go with POC, people of color, disproportionately treated and paid in the entertainment industry. Taraji P. Henson has been very vocal about equal pay for black actresses. Viola Davis, I just posted my favorite conversation, bits and pieces of what she said during a summit about how they tell her off camera, you're the black Meryl Streep, but don't want to pay her what she's worth. I have heard people speaking about this for years. And when I said all that to say this, when you get to a point when you can't take it anymore, something happens. Now, see, in my case, I didn't just come out and blast the person. I was much more savvy. I didn't have the level or the degree of harm that Monique might have encountered or incurred. I was being harmed, but not to her level. So I was still not blatant enough to say the person's name, to get myself in trouble prematurely. I have to let this thing play out. But there's one thing about me. Ooh, I'm a Libra. If I want to get you, I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. And I'll keep on waiting. Because, see, I'm not going to get you by any accord of my doing. I'm going to watch you get yourself, and I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to highlight it.
Good one.
You're going to make the mistake, and I'm simply going to accent it. I'm going to put a pin in it. And then other people will see what you did to yourself. See, I'm not vindictive. I'm not vindictive. But I know how to get people. You let them hang themselves. Let
It's true.
them do the damage to themselves. All the damage that person tried to do to me, they had no idea who they were fucking with. They had no idea that social media wasn't my first fray in the entertainment industry. I had been in entertainment long before they ever came to the platforms. They didn't know who I knew and what I knew. And that was my saving grace. The fact that they didn't know. I used to have meltdowns. I'd be crying to my grandmother. Computers don't work. I lost interviews. I lost all this work that I was doing. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't handle this. And my grandmother says, yes, you can, because it's going to make you better. Now I know how to back up everything. I have 5 terabyte hard drives. Everything is backed up, including the men whose videos I share online. I've had men come to me and say, Queen, my page got deleted. Do you have any of my content that was on the old page? I say, baby, hold on, let me go in my vault. Give them back their own material.
Yeah, because they told me to download my old page, and they never download it at
Mm-hmm.
all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they do what they do what they do, but it's fine because God, I know I'm favored by God. I've gotten this far. I've gotten out of some sticky places and things like that. But if God is for you, then who can stand against you? You know.
Even with that, God has taught me something. If he's for you, who can stand against you? Yes. But you have to be for yourself. You don't leave your left flank open. You don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. I learned to stop telling my moves. They don't even know who's coming to the camera today. No one knows who I'm speaking to until it's done. You just have to get more savvy about that. I'm more hush hush at 42 years old than I was at 24. I'm more hush hush about it. And I move like an entrepreneur because that's what I grew into without a college degree. That's what I grew into. My reach is far. People know me in Hollywood. I know them too. That's fine. Not calling no names. They know who I am. But Hollywood is not my agenda. I realize that's not the only way for me to make my money. Because I'm not going to lend my efforts to someone else. I'm not selling any part of me. I'm not selling any part of me. None of me is for sale. And that means none of my intellectual property. None of it. I've had people ask me, oh, can we use your music for documentaries? Can we use your music for this and that and for short films and that? No. No. No, you will not. Or I'll say to them, here's my lawyer's number. Call him and start talking figures. He'll let me know what you say. Once I do that, they don't have anything else to say. So what I'm saying after all you said is, with what you said, you just get better at it. You just get better at it. You get better at protecting yourself. And get this, you get better at learning how to sneak a certain video through. You get better at that. I still post, but I'm real sly on how I post. They still flag. And then I'm like, and then I dispute. And then they look and say, oh, our bad. I do that. There's been some times when I dispute and they say, no, we're not restoring it. I literally got flagged and banned all summer. And summer's a big time for me because everybody's home. Kids are out of school. That was a big time for me. They flagged me because, and this is something new that they're doing too. They flagged me because I shared a picture or a video from a profile that they had already flagged saying that it was sensitive content. I didn't know that. So I got in trouble because they were already monitoring that account. And then I shared something from that account with my platform and all the reach that I have. and they weren't pleased with that. So then I got in trouble. Even people don't even know there's these repost apps so that you can get your content and you can also reshare everybody else's content. What these creators don't know is you'll have your account and it'll be public. But when I go to repost, it'll say this cannot be reposted because it is sensitive material.
Yeah.
And the account holder doesn't
You want to
even
know?
know.
You want to be on? Okay.
The account holder doesn't even know that that's happening to them in their content. Not even
Yeah,
aware. Not even aware. So you're right. It is a ballet. And you learn. We learn.
yeah.
I've just gotten better at it. That's all.
It's true.
You just get better at it. But I wanted to say to you, I started smiling at you when you were going off because I could hear New York.
Ah,
You came to New York.
you heard the bells in the back, the sirens.
You're a fish. No, but I'm saying in your mouth. Because New Yorkers
Oh,
don't play. New Yorkers don't play about the hustle. As my friends that were in New York, my model friends used to say, the belly of the beast.
yeah. You gotta get those Tims ready. Know where to get your sausage, egg, and cheese. You gotta. Well, I don't eat that nowadays. Thank God I don't have to. But they just call it the poor man's diet. $3.50 sausage, egg, and cheese.
Oh, really? I couldn't even
But no,
afford
New York.
that. I couldn't even afford that when I started. When I used to come there, I had no money. I had a ticket, a
Yeah.
bus ticket. I had a bus ticket and car fare. And then they hurt me because New York, the whole state of New York, did a terrible disservice to me because you used to be able to buy a day pass. Now you can't do that.
No, can you?
For $7. You used to be able to buy a day
Yeah,
pass.
a
They
day
got
pass.
rid of that. They got rid of
You
that.
gotta do. They do the weeklies. They do. They went up on train fare twice.
Yeah.
Oh, cab fare. Let's talk about the cab fare.
I couldn't afford cabs. I wasn't that bougie then.
Uh,
I wasn't that bougie. I didn't have it like that. I was
you
working my
get enough tips
job.
bartending. You get enough tips bartending. You pop up in the cab from 28th Street. Oh, I'm telling where I was. From 28th Street up Western Highway to the Heights or to the Bronx used to be like $20 now. 40.
Damn. Yeah.
And the taxi, it's funny because the taxi cab, that red, that extra light you see on the back, they turn that on to get the police. The police know it. So if you ever see a cab parked and they got that light in the middle on, it's because somebody didn't want to pay. And
Oh,
homeboy gets scared, and then things you learn living in New York.
wow. You know, I haven't been to New York since 2018. I came to Hell's Kitchen, ironically, and I performed for my friend. Now, get this. It was during Fashion Week, but it was not affiliated with Fashion Week. My friend and I used to work out at a gym here where I live in Philadelphia. And he was a designer, but he designed puppy wear. He designed clothes for dogs, and I always cheered him on because that's an untapped market for us, black people. And
Mhm.
he does very, very well. His clothing sells for very high end for his little pooches and stuff. And he asked me if I would come to New York and I would perform. Now, get this 2018, I had to pay for the ride up there. Not just me, my nephew, my bags, my costumes. I had to get a hotel. I had to have something to eat. Like these are the things that people don't know. They think entertainers are just, oh, they're going over here to perform. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be no, 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 no. They're paying for everything, everything. And pray to God, it's not. We'll give you your money when we get collect the money at the door from the door. No, no, no. I don't even.
Ah, typical New York club.
I don't see. I don't do that. I want my money weeks in advance. Sign on a dotted line. Here's my check. It's up to me. The burden of proof is on me to remember to show up.
Yeah.
I don't play that. Yeah, the queen don't do that, but I
You
can't.
know, they started taxing strippers, and I'm like, how do you tax a stripper?
Wow.
Because the clubs were getting in trouble for tax because a stripper makes money, right?
Yeah.
Somebody give you a $20 or $100 bill, they're not taking tax out of that. The
Yeah.
club don't get. The club doesn't. Even if you pay the club, which some new bullshit. Like, why the
Yeah,
fuck am I paying you $50 just for me to dance here? You benefit from me being here. Tell
yeah,
them bartenders come from back then and sell some drinks, do their job while I do mine.
yeah.
Anyway, the point of what I'm saying is that's also something that changed in New York is that now you have a tax form as a stripper.
Well, get it. Stripping. But get this. It's what we said. Being a stripper, you are a business.
A
You work for
business.
yourself. You're an entrepreneur. You're an
Get
entrepreneur.
that though, but that sounds like the gag though. Like check this out. We have
Well, get
taxes
it.
on stripping.
Ain't nothing free. Ain't nothing
Damn
free. You're not about to
son.
collect $1 and Uncle Sam don't get 50 cents. Are you kidding?
Okay, like
Are
dead
you
ass.
kidding? He wants half.
Like dead ass. Like I was like, do what? Like do what?
Yeah.
Tax on? Do you know what you're collecting the taxes on?
Wow. Oh, well,
And
get
then
this. It's bad now. It's bad now. I have to report because I receive money, for my products and my services, but sometimes I get supporters that want to send me things. For Cash App, I have to do the W, not
I've heard that.
or the 1099. It's a 1099 for me.
1099.
But I have to do that. Like I do it every year. I have an accountant, so I keep the books. He finalizes them and makes sure everything is where it needs to be. He'll send me back the discrepancies. I fix them, and I go on about my
Wow.
business. It's a real
Yeah.
business. Get it? Either you learn it or you get sucked into it. We are all business.
I didn't, and that's true because in the beginning I didn't really care about social media.
Right,
Like I wasn't that type of person.
right.
But now, because everyone was like, "Oh, how many followers is any other?" Now I'm more like, "Oh, this is me. This is great lighting for a picture." Like things like that. So yeah, and especially with the sponsors that I have. Yeah,
Yeah, see, you're being sponsored. No, like, get it. I love social media, like I said, because I came to launch a business. I've always, since the beginning, I used to go manually, I'll say, physically. I used to go to everywhere. I had to do all the legwork. I had to do all those things. If I wanted to put my product in front of people, my product, which was me and what I did, I had to go somewhere. I had to be a part of something. I had to do all these things and I had all these undue expenses. I knew from the early 2000s that I wanted the internet. People think, oh, this is leverage for the queen. Her next move will be Hollywood. No, you are so wrong. This is my career. I've given entertainment 21 years. I've got 19 more to go. A career is 40 years. A career is 40 years. This is it.
wow, I'm 36. I'm a little behind on that then.
Well, get it. We all come into it at different times. We all
Yeah,
come in
that's
at
true.
different times. But when you're there, make the most of it. No, I
Amen.
literally have, I got 19 more years to give to my career. And I'm prepared to do that. And it's going to change up. I want my own app. There's a whole bunch of stuff I do but literally, it allowed me to show the world what I could do because I
Yeah,
do everything. So it allowed me to show the world what I do before I ever made a dime. And now I have my test subjects. Whenever I roll out something new, I show it to my 100 something followers, 1,000
yeah,
followers. And that's what
yeah.
it's a
Sure.
test. It's marketing. And I don't regret anything I've done. Not at
Yeah,
all. But I'm smarter than most. I didn't monetize with social media because I'm going to publish books. Every monologue I've said. Yeah. Even these. Podcasts is one way, but they're going to be. You remember the old school when you opened a magazine and you read the interview and it
they
said
don't do that no
interviewer.
more.
It said interviewer and then the
Interview
host
one.
and then
Yeah.
interviewer and the guest. I'm going to bring that back.
You got good luck with that one because parents nowadays don't even sit down and spend quality time with their child. Like I heard, because during the day I work at a hospital,
Mm-hmm.
and young lady came in, young mom, and she goes, "Well, I just go home and I just give him my iPad." And it caught me like somebody, like my mother, just beat my ass and said, "Don't cry" at a grocery store.
Oh,
I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like those are things that children. That's a child's memories.
Yeah.
like cooking with your mom, the TV shows you were watching. Kids don't know like about imagination nowadays. What it's like to go to the park and climb on the monkey bars or the giant slide or things like that. Nowadays, your parent is just like, here, put this in front of you. Even the movie theater is like $20 now. I remember the movie theater used to be $6.
Yeah.
And I'm only 36 from the Midwest, but like that used to be the thing. Going to the skating rink where they don't have that. Like you rip all of that from them, then you give them social media, then they get the wrong influence, and now your 14-year-old daughter is twerking on social media, or your 14-year-old son is grabbing his chest on social media. Someone I'm just getting followers at. But all of these things. Like I was on Instagram. I was things. The Instagram is on there pirating. Deleting people's apps. But a woman can take her boobs out and breastfeed her child on Instagram. I don't have a problem with it. But with all the fetishes and things, you think someone's not out getting off to that?
Mm. Mm.
Then you have another woman who's transgender, which is fine. But in her video, she pulls up everything and talks about everything. Do you think someone's not putting pause to get off to that? But the young bodybuilder in the speedo, on the other hand, who's just being a bodybuilder, showing this, that, and the other, not saying anything provocative. Anything nowadays can be suggestive because we live in a world where everything is right and nothing is wrong.
Yeah.
If you want to say that you want to eat McDonald's every day, there's a group somewhere that tells you what you're doing is right. There's, so this Instagram
for everyone. For everyone selling, there's a customer.
Yeah, everything is right, nothing is wrong. And it's just like, for me, I care about respect. I wouldn't want, my Instagram to come across the wrong audience.
Yeah.
Which I take ownership of if I'm dating someone or when I have a client for bodybuilding. Now my Instagram is redone because like you said, we learned. We made our mistakes, we learned, we come back better.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I didn't want to see another woman's boobs like that. Maybe I'm not turned on by women. Maybe I don't want to see a baby on a 4-year-old child, which looks like, on his mom's breastfeeding. Maybe I didn't want to see that. Where's my censorship? Where's my respect? How are my feelings hurt? Because you're devaluing all of that for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or it's like these people that watch these people fighting. Yeah. I don't like that. I don't want to see that.
Me either.
Because it could easily be you.
Yeah.
Getting your ass beat.
Yeah.
And then someone records it. Or how would you feel if your parents or your mom, somebody knocked down, or some old woman getting hit? Where's the censorship for that? Because that's something that's not being blocked or taken off.
Yeah.
And one more thing, I just saw, and I'm not going to tell you the site, but it's a big site on Instagram. There's these two men, which looks like a boy, but he could be like 21, 18. The two big men come into the scene on the couch, and the little boy is looking like this. I'm sorry, does that not elicit or allude to child pornography?
Homoerotica.
Oh, okay.
Child.
But it looks, I mean, the guy was skinny, so maybe by some term, maybe you would say he was a twink or something. But if you dress it down, he looked like he was probably 14 or something. But still, you have these domineering men coming into a living room setting where this young, skinny, frail gentleman is sitting at, and he's looking up like this, sitting in tighty whities.
The art of suggestion. The art of suggestion. That's what that is. Yes, the art of suggestion.
But that page is going, thousands and millions.
Guess what?
But other people.
Guess what? No one under 19 can view my page.
How did you pull that one off?
It's in your settings. I stopped having less problems. No one under 19 can see my page.
Oh, I'm going to fix that.
I used to get women, this is wrong for kids, and you showing all these men, and I would tell them all in the comments, politely get out of my comments. I only spoke to you because I'm going to block you, but I want you to read this first. But no one under 19 can see my page. I'm not for everyone. Get this. I'm not for everyone. Everyone is not for everyone, and I'm okay with that. I don't need the whole world to become a billionaire. I just need customers that are long term and repeat. That's how you do business.
That's so
Yeah.
true. That
You
is
can't, you can't, listen, the onesies and the twosies, if they come in your shop and these people, random people come in every day and buy something, that's not helping you.
no.
You want to get to, and that, listen, that is why I talk to everyone who comments on my page. Everyone. Every comment. I go right down the comment section and speak to everyone. You're in my store. You're in my store. And you keep coming to my store. Right now in my social media experience, the non-followers are coming to my store more than my followers. And I keep saying that because the non-followers don't follow me. So they have to remember by heart my screen name. And they come like clockwork to the tune of 2 million views this month. I
Wow.
usually get 1 million. It's been 1 million for 10 years. Every month.
Wow.
And that's being shadow banned. But when you're good, you're good. When you know what you are and when you become essential. See, that's the thing about business. People go into business to make money. Yes. But you have to become essential. People have to not be able to live without you. That's how you got to think about it.
She has something to say.
They need to be getting their fix on you. That dopamine needs to be so real that they can't get it nowhere else. And they can't get this anywhere else. So they remember the screen name and come every day to get their dopamine. And I know it. I'm looking at the analytics under the videos, and I say it. All of y'all talking, oh, it's only 1 like, it's only 2 likes. Yeah, but look at these views for the month. And I'm doing that shadow banned. 1 million views per month for 10 years straight. I know my value. I know my value. And like my friend said the other day, Laureano Ramos, he said, I'm so much bigger than that. I know I'm so much bigger than that, but this is my store, part of my store too. Every business has different branches. There's different branches. And if social media is not a part of your business plan and your business acumen today, you ain't gonna make no money.
It's true.
Are you kidding? I said to him, it'll force you, if you don't use social media, it will force you to go door to door. I'm not going door to door when I'm sleeping. My fans and my supporters are watching me in Africa. While I'm sleeping, they're getting helped. While I'm sleeping, they're buying merchandise. I'm not going back to the onesies and the twosies. Who has time for that? I wouldn't be able to retire until I was 80. Social media is important. You reach a lot of people in a short amount of time. It is sacred. It is sacred. It is hallowed, which is why they want us to realize I can take it away from you at any moment. It's control. It's control.
The Matrix.
But I do. Even with their control, I still do what I'm doing. They badger me. It pops up on my interface all the time. You're eligible for monetization. You're eligible for monetization. Thank you. And I move on. Same thing with the blue check. Everybody's paying the $23.99 or the $14.99 for a blue check. In 2018, I was awarded my blue check. I didn't even apply for it.
That's where it started off.
Yes, they said, you are a person of interest. You are a public figure. Then I go to Google and it says, the Queen of Shade is a musical artist. I didn't put that up there. They did. But that's because some of my followers from the UK were going through something heavy, told their parents, and their parent just so happened to be an editor of a huge newspaper in the UK. And they did a full expose on me and mentioned one of my songs, and it went crazy. I've been riding off of that for years. For years. It got me my blue check. And it's so crazy because I look and I'm just like, you got to know your worth. I do the social media thing every day and I work it like a job, and it is time consuming, and I do it from the time I wake up to the time I lay down, and I still don't understand how I find the time to still create.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm doing these monologues. Before I came here today, when I get dressed, my business acumen, I do not like to waste an outfit. This hair costs, this makeup costs, all of this stuff costs. So at the same time I'm doing these, I'm also doing the videos that I need to give them for the monologues. I do it all in one shot. One shot. I have hundreds of videos in these 3 phones. Hundreds.
In these 3 phones.
Salutations. Queen of Shade here. Now you listen and you listen well. I am not the type of queen that lets people misuse or abuse my energy or time. You hear what I'm saying? I'm just not that. I'm 42 years old and I've been in entertainment, the entertainment business, for 21 years. What you have to understand is time is money. Be careful of people whom play with your time. If they are willing to play with your time, they do not respect you. Okay? And you. Okay? Let me close her up real quick because I didn't put that one out yet. But I don't listen.
I'm gonna clock myself.
Listen, yeah, it's almost time. We've done our hour. But
Queen, you're gonna get me in trouble.
no, we've done our hour. No, but seriously, I thank you for this conversation because you just reminded me of why I do what I do. You just reminded me. There are so many POCs, people of color, black and brown, with the same issues we're talking about.
And they can't find, and a lot of these people I know can't find a way to save their Instagram for their followers, for the money they make.
And guess what? They can't afford to hire me for social media brand counseling either.
But my thing is that there's one thing I've learned, Queen, that has always helped me. I'm a straight shooter, no chaser kind of person. But I'm real because you never know what experience, what you've gone through can help somebody else. And you might be just running your mouth, but standing in authority, do it respectfully. And you say something that a person is going through. Like, how can I ask you where an STD clinic is if you're my friend and you tell me, oh, I've never done that. I've never had an STD. So how am I to get help if you're not even comfortable telling me something like that? How can I say what it is that I need help or with alcoholism, but you, my friend that's gone to AA or outpatient, hasn't even told me you went through the same thing? How can I know how to get past Instagram pirating POC or anybody or men, let's just say men, period, with great bodies, because that's another form of putting censorship. Thank you. But how can I get help with that if you never tell me it happened to you? And you can't be open enough to tell me I did X, Y, and Z to get around it. Because I think the problem is we also get around to concentrating our focus on the cough and not the cold.
They're gatekeeping the information. They're gatekeeping the information.
Yeah, and we keep saying, as if all people that are not black or that are not Latino are against or not on our side. That's not true. Because on those segregation lines, there were many white, there were many Puerto Ricans, there were many people that were there. And we need to stop trying to make it a black thing because everybody's not black. They don't know what it is you went through. They don't know what it's like to walk through a crowd or be at a club and be you. Michelle Pfeiffer said it best. She's like, I will never understand my daughter's feelings walking down the street eating a bag of Skittles because I think it's fun, but I don't know what she feels. Most people don't know before she got married, she adopted a biracial child, a little girl. That's who she first did. I'm mixed, but I'm black. When you see me, I'm black. If the police pull you over, they're pulling me over too. Yeah. We both going in. But the thing about it is, if we keep making it a black thing, then you're limiting your support because everyone else doesn't know. Now, the biggest thing to do right now, what I feel, all of the immigrants coming into the city, to the States, Why not find a way to get with those leaders and know some of those, the headlines of that, and say, how did you feel when you immigrated here? What did your grandmother, your aunt said? What did they go through? Okay, I'm black. This is what my people went through when they got here. So the way I'm feeling is very synonymous to how you feel today. They got you in cages. They don't give you any health care. You don't know how to make money. You walk down the street, people talking about you. All of these other type of things and stereotypes, because everyone has racism in them. There's a stereotype on every black, white, everyone, every person, woman, male, gay, straight has a stereotype. But if we speak about these things, we can help each other feel more
Yeah.
comfortable to speak about this
We
and
need
move
to
forward.
hold, we need to foster think tanks. But let me tell you something. The people that have it happening to them, they're too embarrassed to speak on it.
Amen.
You
Like
can't.
somebody suffered from rape.
Yes, you can, and get it. You have to not care. That's how I got here. I said, look, you are not about to keep me in a corner, paint me into a corner. I will raise the alarm on your ass. That's what I did. But listen, I know I got to let you go because
All right, Queen.
I don't want to get you in trouble. So listen, last season I did give me 3 words that inspire and empower you. This season I'm doing tell me one wish, say it out loud so that it's charging the atmosphere and comes back to you. Tell me one wish that you wish for your life.
One wish
If you could
I
have it,
wish for my life
yep, what would it
to
be?
be able to give back to my family as much
As
as
they
they've given back to me.
Yes. And you know, you're get this. And don't allow anyone also to make light of your experience. Many of us don't have the private school way, or our parents work that hard to put us through that. But don't let anybody negate your experience because your parents worked damn hard to do that for you. And you make
My
sure that
mother
they're always respected.
and my mother to people that have gone to private school like I have. My mom worked her ass off
Yeah.
to get her degree. She raised me. She still came home, paid the bills, did everything. A single mom,
Yeah.
and she still had to. She still did that.
Yeah.
It was my gift to her to continue
Yeah.
with college and things like that. So you never want to devalue anyone's experiences
Yeah.
because while I may have been book smart, I came to New York. I wasn't street smart.
Yeah. No, I value higher education. I actually have many people. It's so funny. I don't have my degree because of medical reasons. I was withdrawn. But when I started my company, I now have people that have degrees that work for me. And they are great assets to my company. I believe in higher education. Some of us are just meant to go a different way, and I went a different way. But
Amen.
I believe my grandmother, the one that gave me the 6 figures of capital, that is the reason I'm sitting here and not having to really rely on Instagram for a check, is she's a master's degree holder. She was an educator for 40 years. She handed me her
Amen.
retirement. So I know what that is like to have someone who did something before you came along that benefited you in a positive way. But I
Amen.
thank you so much. We will continue to talk. You know us. We'll continue to talk. We'll continue to talk, but I know I got to let you go. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard
Ah,
vocal stylings of Mr. Marco Cortez.
bye, everyone. Thank you, Queen. God bless
You're
you.
welcome. Don't go away.
So did you enjoy? Was the conversation everything you thought it would be? It was for me. I love catching up with my friends. It was absolutely amazing. So if you thought it was amazing, please continue to watch, comment, like, and share. And most of all, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I love you, and I do this for you. Good, wholesome content about self-love, self-confidence, and self-healing. The Queen of Shade loves you all. Remember my name, the Queen of Shade. Mwah.
And I wish you could have more of me, but I'm questioning your loyalty. But you know my love is never free. Little boy, come get your daddy, please. And I wish you could have more of me, but I'm questioning your loyalty. But you know my love is never free. Little boy, come get your daddy, please. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I'm gonna get you, boy. I'm not the only one. down.